Hi, and welcome to this series on AI coding for scientists and researchers. And this is going to be a series of videos where we're going to walk through how you can make your own tools to make you as a scientist or researcher more productive, more efficient, because we know that, there's never enough hours in the day, and we're looking for opportunities to get more done. AI is a perfect opportunity to do that. And so I'm going to show you how to, use an AI code editor to make tools that can make you more efficient. So the first, first I should just say who we are. So Team Ricochet, my company, we're a digital agency for national labs. We do software development, technical initiatives, and basically become a tech partner for various researchers and groups within research organizations. So today, I was trying to think of a problem that a staff scientist or a researcher might have, and so that I could illustrate how you could solve that problem using AI. And the problem I came up with was that there's a lot of research out there. There's a lot of things happening every day that it's really hard to keep up with, I imagine. Because I know I'm not a scientist, but I try to keep up with stuff, and it's very challenging. And given how many hours a day I spend doing all my other stuff, it's hard to find time to keep up with the latest and greatest. So I imagine that's a problem for scientists as well. And the solution, before I say the solution, I as I'm thinking about this, it'd be great to have a way that could just feed me the latest research. And then, I could just kind of see what I want to actually learn about and read more of. So that's ultimately the problem that I identified. And let's look at the solution that I came up with. A tool that will let me see all the latest publications in my field. In this case, you're going to see what I'm going to show you. I just picked hydrogen research. It could be anything though. I would like it to scan. I would actually like it to help me then scan the publications, and I can maybe interrogate them and decide if I actually want to read it. And then only if it looks promising will I actually read the publication. So let's take a look at what I made in about an hour of AI coding, plus or minus. And the goal here is not to show you necessarily how to make this solution, although this might be interesting to you. But through this series of videos, I want to show you how to piece together various aspects of this solution so that you could make your own solutions for whatever might interest you. So let's dive in. Let's dive into the actual tool itself. Okay, so here we have a web page. So this is an HTML file that is not on a website anywhere. It's just on my computer. So nobody else has access to this. And, I made the topic hydrogen research, and I evaluated different, through discussion with, I think I was using Claude instead of ChatGPT, but I identified a website called OpenAlex. And OpenAlex is interesting because it allows me to pull in publications of a particular keyword or research area. They provide what's called an API, and we're going to investigate that in subsequent videos, what that means and how to do that. But once I connected to that API, I was able to pull in the latest publications around hydrogen research. So my script that I wrote pulled in, right now it's just pulling in all the publications for 2025. It maxed out at 1,000, but I think that's okay. I could probably fix that if I was interested in it. And by default, it just showed me these latest publications. So what I have then done as I've evaluated what I got, is, okay, I can go through here and I can see the various publications. I can see the authors. I can click on the DOI link and go look at the abstract. If the abstract didn't come through this interface, which it looks like in most cases it did not. And so I can then download the PDF for the publication. And if I rename the PDF to the DOI as the file name, and then I run a process on my desktop, it will then generate a summary that I can dig into more. So I'll show you how that works. So this tool that I wrote, so it's I would run Python pub or pool pubs, and let's just look at the options here. So various things that I can do. I can pull down the latest publications from the OpenAlex API. I can fetch missing abstracts from the CrossRef API if I want. And this is another API that shows information for publications based on the DOI link. And I can also process PDFs that I have downloaded. So I downloaded a file, and we're going to process it. So if I run this dash process, so it found that PDF that I added. And so now it's connecting, it's sending the data to ChatGPT, it's getting the summary, and it is storing that on my site, or on my desktop. So now I have 5 publications here. So if we actually go, and then it regenerated this HTML file. So if we look here, we have 4 publications, and if I reload now, we have 5. So now we see we have a new publication here, and it is the effect of dynamic rupture behavior. And so I can expand this, and I can look at the information here. And this is like the summary information that ChatGPT made in addition to just metadata in the publication. And so I want to, let's see here. I'm going to ask it a question here. And if you're in this field, you would know exactly probably what to ask here, because this would probably make sense if it piqued your interest. So developed a numerical model. Study aims to clarify the specific interactions between dynamic rupture. Okay, so tell me more about the characteristics of behavior evaluated. So what this is now doing is the code that I made is sending the publication to ChatGPT along with this question. And so now this was the answer, right? Initial crack length, crack velocity, crack branching location. Okay, and I have a further question. Any others? So we had 4 here. Let's see if there's anything else. In addition to the previously mentioned, so we have a couple others here. So I can go through and just ask questions, interrogate this publication with the caveat that I shouldn't trust, 100% anything that ChatGPT says about this. It could be, one quality of LLMs, this kind of AI is that it can make stuff up. And so we don't want to run to the bank with anything we see here, but that's not the goal. The goal here is just to, kind of see if this is a publication that I, as a scientist, would like to dive into further. And if it makes sense, it actually, my questions seem like this is something that would be interesting to me, then I can go read the publication. So this tool allows me to quickly pull in new publications, scan what I want to read, download the file, just change the file name and then process it. It will then, put the publication up in this top section, and then I can evaluate it further. I can ask it questions. And if I am really interested, then I can actually read it. And I imagine that would save me time as a scientist, because I wouldn't have to read it to know if I should have read it or not. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. This may or may not be something that is interesting to you, but that's not really important. The important thing is that I just came up with an idea, and I used a code editor with AI to bring that idea to life. And I did this on my own time, took about an hour. And then, maybe some tweaks and improvements I made, a little bit more time. But you can do this too. Any idea you have, you can actualize it without, hiring a software developer, without going, evaluating a digital agency like mine to actually implement this for you. And yeah, you might hit a wall and hit some challenges at some point, but then you can get help at that point. And for the most part, you can probably do quite a bit without hitting those walls, and you're going to get better at it over time. So this is just a quick, high level of everything that I've implemented on this tool. If this is interesting, please watch the next video, and we're going to dive into it a little further, and I'm going to show you how you can do this too.